Imagine this for a second. You're working hard, putting in hours every week, and yet, when payday comes, the money disappears before you even feel it. Rent, groceries, gas, maybe a dinner out if you're lucky. And by the end of the month, you're staring at your bank account, wondering how it's possible to work so hard and have nothing to show for it. That was the life of one Redditor. For years, he lived paycheck to paycheck, always broke, always stressed. Every time he thought about saving, he would tell himself, "I'll save when I make more money." But here's the painful truth. He never did. The more money that came in, the faster it seemed to go out. It wasn't that he didn't want to save, it was that saving felt impossible. When you're buried under bills, and your friends are out spending, and the world is tempting you at every corner, how do you even start? One day, though, he hit a breaking point. He was sitting at his kitchen table, staring at an empty wallet and an overdue bill, and he realized something. He wasn't just broke, he was trapped. And if he didn't make a change right now, nothing in his life would ever change. That moment was his turning point. He made himself a promise, not a big dramatic promise like "I'll become rich," but a small one, simple, realistic. He said, "I don't care how little it is. From now on, I will save something." And so he started with the tiniest step you can imagine. $5. That's it. When his paycheck came in, before rent, before food, before anything else, he moved $5 into a separate savings account. $5 wouldn't change his life overnight, but it did something far more important. It started the habit. At first, it felt silly. What difference does $5 make? But soon, 5 turned into 10, 10 into 20. He challenged himself to cut one small expense at a time. Instead of buying coffee out every morning, he made it at home. That saved him nearly $100 a month. Instead of ordering lunch, he packed sandwiches. Instead of paying for 3 streaming services, he cut down to 1. Every time he said no to something small, he said yes to his future self. And slowly, he began to notice the change. The savings account that had always been empty now had numbers. First, $100. Then, $200. Then, $500. For the first time in his life, the number in his savings account was going up instead of down. That simple progress gave him something he hadn't felt in a long time: hope. But don't get me wrong, it wasn't easy. There were weeks when the temptation was too strong. Friends invited him out, and he wanted to say yes. He walked past doors and felt the urge to buy. Some nights, he sat in front of his laptop, staring at the glowing Add to Cart button, battling with himself. He admitted there were moments he almost gave in, but each time he reminded himself of the promise: "I'll save something, no matter what." And little by little, the habit got stronger. Months passed. The $5 deposits grew into bigger ones. He started selling old things he didn't use anymore: clothes, gadgets, even some furniture, collecting dust in his apartment. That money went straight into savings. Every extra dollar, every bit of side income, every refund, it all went into that account. And then one morning, after almost a year of persistence, he logged into his account and saw the number staring back at him: $5,000. He said he froze. For a moment, he couldn't believe it was real. He kept refreshing the screen, half expecting it to disappear. But it was there, a balance of $5,000. His money, his discipline, his victory. Now, let's be honest. $5,000 won't buy you a mansion. It won't let you retire tomorrow. But that wasn't the point. For him, it wasn't the money that changed everything. It was the mindset. For the first time, he felt control. He felt capable. He felt like he wasn't at the mercy of his paycheck anymore. That $5,000 was more than savings. It was proof that he could change his life if he stuck to it. Proof that small sacrifices add up. Proof that discipline, not luck, creates freedom. And that's the real lesson here. Too many people wait for the perfect moment to start saving. They say, I'll do it when I make more money, or I'll start when things settle down. But the truth is, the perfect moment never comes. You don't wait for the right time to build habits. You create the right time. This Redditor's journey shows that it doesn't matter how small you start. What matters is starting. $5, $10, a small cut here, a small win there. Day after day, those tiny decisions add up to something powerful. And maybe, just maybe, you could do the same. Imagine where you'd be 6 months from now if you just saved a little every week. Imagine what it would feel like to check your account and see a balance that makes you proud. It doesn't have to be 5,000. It just has to be more than zero. So the next time you tell yourself you can't save, remember this story. It's not about the money you start with. It's about the choice you make. If this story inspired you, imagine what the next one could teach you. Hit like, share this with someone who needs hope, and subscribe to FinanceVerse for more real stories that just might change your financial life.